I'm paid to do mundane things. The pay is great, even if the work is mundane. I don't know who I work for. I don't know why I do what I do. I just do it, and I don't ask questions. I get my tasks through the mail. A couple of weeks before they're set to happen, they can range from taking a dog for a walk to delivering eggs to painting someone's fence. All freelance kind of work, and that's exactly what I have to tell people I am. When I first got this job, I was told that my work might seem odd, but was assured it was all for a good purpose. I had to sign a non-disclosure agreement, but not the typical kind. I can tell people what I do, it's encouraged even. I suppose that makes things less suspicious. If someone saw me delivering something and asked why, I can't exactly just pretend I didn't do it. I just am not allowed to tell anyone how little I know about what I do. It's been 4 years of this, and every time things are set up for me to carry out the task. If I need to walk a dog, the house owner is expecting me when I knock on the door. If I need to buy eggs, the exact amount for the eggs I need has already been deposited into my bank. If I need to paint a fence, half the fence has already been painted for me, and the paint is left right next to it. If I ever have issues with a task, I have a number to call, but I've never had to call it. Everything has always gone exactly as it's described to me in the mail. At least that was true until recently. I often notice strange things that almost seem to piece together, but not quite. On several occasions, I have returned from dog walks to find the house unlocked but empty. However, on all of these occasions, the letter in the mail had explicitly stated to leave the dog in the house no matter what. So that is what I do. Anytime I specifically have to deliver eggs, the cashier says something along the lines of, "Oh, sorry that these eggs are broken. Let me get you another one." I assume that they have a specific set of eggs for me to deliver. Why they would do this, I'm not sure. Perhaps they contain a message. Recently, though, things have changed. I turned up to a standard fence painting job. There are only 7 different jobs I've ever been given. It's far and few between that. A job isn't a seemingly exact copy of an old one, but this time things weren't left how they usually are. Half the fence was painted, as usual, but on the bare parts of the fence, a word had been written using the white paint: "Beware." It was written in small writing, yet the feeling it invoked within me was deep. The paint was still wet, so it had only been written in the last few hours. Despite the terrible feeling of dread I had, I called a number. Ring, 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 3 rings, and someone picked up. But they didn't speak or say anything, so I spoke first. I just turned up to my job. The fence painting one, someone has written "Beware" on the fence. A man's voice spoke up. I couldn't quite discern the accent, but it wasn't local. Anything else? "No," I said a little shakily. "Thank you, it'll be dealt with." Then he hung up. I started painting the fence when a black car pulled up next to me. A woman rolled down the window and told me to get in. Normally, of course, I wouldn't, but it was safe to assume that this related to my job. So given the circumstances, I got in. I started to panic when she wouldn't respond to me, no matter how much I asked where we were going. After a few minutes, we pulled up outside of my house. "You know the rules," she said. Not a word to anyone. I got out, and as soon as my door was closed, she was driving off again. That was 3 weeks ago. I haven't had any jobs through the post since. The ones I still had remaining weren't set up for me when I arrived at the locations. No paint, no money deposited for deliveries, nothing. This is the first time I've ever gone more than a few days without a new letter through the post. I'm not being paid. Yesterday I called up the number again. "The number you are dialing is not in service." I don't know how to contact these people, but I know that they'll come for me if I break my NDA. So that's why I'm writing this. I want to get to the bottom of this.